Welcome back to Breakfast Television. Joining me again, Susan Proven, a professional home economist. Thank you for coming down. And we mentioned earlier that you have your own B&B, and what you do is you grow all your own vegetables, and you often serve them there as well to your guests. And so we were talking about how we can do that ourselves, and how we can also keep what we've got and sort of stretch it out throughout the year, which is what you obviously have done with canning, preserves, and jams. Now, you brought some stuff that you grew in your garden.
Yes, and especially the spring vegetables. I brought some asparagus to show you, but I do want to mention the two sizes of asparagus because when you start to grow asparagus, obviously you're going to land up with the tiny, tiny asparaguses.
Right.
You're going to have to wait at least 3 years to get the one that's in her left hand.
Really?
And that is wise because this is a perennial plant and it needs to store its energy for 3 years before it starts pumping out the asparagus.
So
that
these
you see there.
These are the same type of asparagus? Or
Yes, it's exactly the same.
This has taken so much longer.
And of course, it takes a lot. It takes 3 years to get the asparagus that you see in the stores.
Wow,
and that
I had
one's
no
an even
idea.
bigger one because, of course, I've had them for many, many years. Now, the plant will continue to put out a number of various different sizes. In the store, we see all one size.
See, I'm used to seeing this size, a very medium sort of
the same
size, right? Yeah, or
when you
something
grow
like
your
this.
own, you won't have that, but they'll taste very nice.
Okay, so if you grow your own, you're going to end up with very slim stalks
Yeah.
in the beginning, right?
And something people don't realize is that you can eat asparagus raw. It makes a good ingredient in salads. And so I wanted to also talk about the spinach because that's what we're going to use for the salad.
We're going to make a great spinach salad today.
Yes, there are different kinds of spinach. The one that you see in the store is often a flat leaf.
Right.
This is a very crumpled leaf. You can see I'm
It's very
holding up one.
crinkly.
It's crinkly. This spinach will overwinter. Even in the 40 below weather, it can lie under the snow. And when the snow departs, it's still green. And it'll start growing right away. So you could check for that variety. Usually it's a Bloomsdale type variety. So what I've done here is I've torn up the spinach, but we need to make a dressing, and we're going to use 3 ingredients. Dressing, of course, is normally made with 2 ingredients for sure. One of them would be oil. This is canola oil. I'm just using a half a cup of it. And then I'm going to open this jar of raspberry vinegar.
Let's show the camera this. This looks really great.
Yes, now I made this by bringing vinegar almost to the boil.
What kind of vinegar do you use?
Just white vinegar.
Just regular white vinegar,
You don't need to boil it, just bring it to a really hot temperature. Put a cup of fruit in the bottom. It can be any kind of fruit, strawberries, blueberries, whatever.
Right.
I used raspberries. And then pour the hot vinegar into the jar and seal the jar.
Okay.
A sealed jar, of course, will always be solid.
So this is a sealed jar because you can't, it's not popped up at the top, but this one isn't.
Yeah, that one I opened, so it's not sealed. And you can hear the sound as you push down that it's not sealed. That one you'll never hear a sound from it.
Right, so this is properly sealed, hasn't been opened.
I want an equal amount of this vinegar. So I'm going to pour exactly the same amount of this raspberry vinegar.
That's a gorgeous color.
It's a nice color. It looks like wine, doesn't it?
Maybe
We're
that's why I
putting
like
it into the oil, and
Okay.
at that point we could whip it up and it would be a dressing.
Oh, okay,
However,
great.
my secret here is another Manitoba
honey?
product, and it's Manitoba honey, and that's going in. Now, you wouldn't use quite the half cup. You'd probably just do it to taste. But you know what? I'm going to chuck it in.
Why not? We like a little sweet in our salad dressing.
And the beauty of honey is it helps the dressing cling to the ingredients.
The leaves and to the vegetables.
So we'll whip this up.
That is a beautiful color.
It is a gorgeous color. It's pink, and when my guests come for dinner, of course, they're always surprised by the color of the dressing. So now we're pouring the dressing into the salad dressing container. It's a lovely pink color.
It is a gorgeous color.
And while I'm doing this, why don't you sprinkle some garnish red onion?
Okay, so red onion. So we were just
red
running
onion
out of time
first,
here, Susan. So I will just do this
then
very
the
quickly.
walnuts.
Okay, nuts. Great.
Yeah, and then the dressing.
Then the dressing.
And
all right,
you know,
am I going to do this? Okay.
You can do it. You drizzle it over the salad.
That's a gorgeous
And that
color.
can be made in like 10 minutes less.
No, that's great, and I think it's a lovely idea to make your own dressing, especially with all the fresh stuff that you have, you know, that you're growing at home and that you've got lying around, like the fresh berries and everything. Thank you so much. I'm sorry we didn't get to, you know, touch on everything here, but I hope to have you back.
Okay.
And thank you very much for that. We're taking a break here on Breakfast Television. We'll see you after this. I need to try this dressing. I really do. Let's try this.